Big fight that you'll see live on main event television between Nikita Tszyu and Koen Mazoudier this Wednesday night. I'm Ben Damon, looking forward to calling these fights on Wednesday and looking forward to getting into this press conference as well to tell you the details for Wednesday's broadcast. 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, it all starts on Fox Sports. Then the pay-per-view begins at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and you can book it, of course, at mainevent.com.au. If you can get here to the ICC on Wednesday night, I can tell you there are 200 tickets remaining. So just 200 tickets left before we are officially sold out for this big fight and this stacked undercard this Wednesday night. And a bit of news as well around this main event with two regional title belts on the line. The winner of Nikita Tszyu v Koen Mazoudier will be ranked in the top 15 by two of the sanctioning bodies, both the IBF and the WBO, confirming that the winner of Tszyu v Mazoudier goes into the world rankings. Time now to talk to some of those who've joined us up the front, and plenty of the fighters on this stacked undercard are there, and amongst all of those is the promoter of the event, George Rose. George, great to see you. An exciting buzz around here today. It seems like we're expecting some fireworks at this press conference and clearly expecting big things on Wednesday night.
Look, there's been fireworks over the last few weeks. It's been really exciting. I think this card is definitely one of the best cards we've put together, and it's great to be here having this fight here in Sydney where the weather is absolutely turning it on. So I think that helps add to this buzz. It's a great venue that we're at, and I'm absolutely pumped for the matchups that we've put together on this fight. There's some seriously good fights.
What about that news about the world rankings, the IBF and the WBO confirming that the winner of Tszyu Mazoudier goes into the world rankings?
Yeah, look, they're the two best fighters in the country. So, Koen Mazoudier on his day beats 95% of the super welterweights in this country, and Nikita Tszyu is an absolute exciting machine, and he's the guy that's making people turn up and want to be a part of Australian boxing and get on these cards. And these two guys, they deserve to be fighting for regional honours. This is Nikita's first time fighting for regional honours, and Koen's actually been there before. Koen's been in the top 10 before, so he knows what it's like, and I know he really wants to get that back. So these two guys both deserve it, and they are the two best in the country.
Nikita Tszyu said it's like looking in a mirror when he talks to Koen Mazoudier and thinks about what is going to happen in this fight. What's it like sitting in between the pair of them ahead of Wednesday night?
It's interesting. They were both having a conversation about burgers just a minute ago, so that surprised me. I thought there'd be a lot more tension between the two, but I think that shows the personality of both of them and the fact that they're the guys that are so professional. They know when to flick the switch when they step into the ring. Right now they're laughing, talking about burgers. In 48 hours, they're going to be looking to take each other's head off.
I'll start with that man, Koen Mazoudier, who joins us, and you've just been letting it sort of wash over you there while Michael's been going back and forth with Tommy Brown. How are you enjoying the build-up to this fight?
Yeah, mate, just enjoying it all, and grateful to be a part of a big show. Grateful for this opportunity. And yeah, I'm grabbing it with both hands, both feet, and going to make the most of it, mate. It's going to be a fun fight, and as everyone's been saying, it's a cracker of a card. Like if you're not tuning in for me and Nikita, man, tune in for all these fights, all these guys here. It's going to be a great show.
Did you like the fact that Zerafa just tipped you to win this fight against Nikita Tszyu, or you don't care?
Oh, it's just another opinion, but like as much as he acts like a clown on stage and does all the show and whatnot, he's not a bad bloke, and he's been there. He's been at the top of the sport. I'm here to earn the respect of the people that I respect, the people I admire. So those guys that have been there, done it, it's definitely good getting the kind words off them. But again, they're just words, man. I'm here to punch on. I'm here to punch Nikita's head in. He's here to do the same. Simple as that.
Do you feel overlooked at all, though, because of all the focus that has been on this next fight potentially for Nikita Tszyu against Michael Zerafa? And I'm sure Tommy has something to say about that as well. But do you feel overlooked?
Yeah, a little bit, but only by the people that don't know what they're talking about. The people that are in the know, Nikita, his team, the promoters, the know them boys, the guys that have been around boxing know that this is a real fight. I had someone say to me this was the most prestigious, real high-level Australian title fight in a long time, and I have to agree. When you look back there, for the Australian title, it's not on the line anymore. I don't think, is it? I don't know, but either way, whatever. Either way. The level of quality for us where we're at in our careers, this is a very, very high quality fight. And you can see we're both here relaxed, happy, but we're going to try to tear each other's heads off. As I said, this is my art form. This is what I love doing. I've been practicing this art form and discipline for 15 years. And, the ring's my canvas, these are my paintbrushes, and Nikita's blood's going to be my paint Wednesday night.
You were number 9 in the world just a year ago when you had that fight against Benjamin Hussein. You now have the opportunity to go into the world rankings with 2 of the governing bodies in this fight. That has to increase the stakes in this fight and what there is ahead for you.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Like, I'm balls in with this sport. Like, I'm all the way in. Like, I've got 2 kids at home and another one on the way. A beautiful wife. I'm a person that tries to help my community, help my family, and I've dove right into this sport. So me just being here is not just to be here. This is to win this fight, to kick open bigger doors. And the fact that I'm going to be putting myself back into the world rankings is another blessing and something I'm extremely grateful for. People always knock the Tszyu show, the Tszyu name, but without that, maybe those opportunities wouldn't be there. High tide rises all ships, and I'm going to the top.
What happens in this fight, Koen? I'm sure you've visualised it a number of times and you've known that you're going to fight Nikita at some point for a number of years. What do you think happens?
It's going to be war, it's going to be blood, it's going to be fun. Like, it's what I live for, it's what I love doing is real fights, the real stage, the big stakes, being the man in the arena. Is real, like this is modern day gladiatorship. People don't know. If you haven't done this sport, you haven't been around it, you don't know what goes into it. And those that do know, and man, we're coming to try to kill each other, Until the ref separates us by the standard rules that we've got in front of us, we're going to hurt each other as badly as we possibly can. And, I'm just looking forward to the whole thing. I'm prepared for anything. I'm prepared for the best to happen, and I'm willing for the best to happen.
That is Koen Mazoudier, and this is the undefeated Nikita Tszyu, who's smiling as Koen says those things. And I know that that excites you when you hear an opponent talking like that, Nikita.
Yeah, for sure, because it's the exact same thoughts that I've had in my head. Everything that comes out of his mouth is something that I preach, so I fully respect everything that he stands for, and it's going to be a great night.
Did you like that bit about the blood and the canvas and everything? That sounded like one of yours.
Yeah, I got a little stiffy just then.
Mate, keep it to yourself. Keep the stiffy in your pants. I don't want to see that.
My thoughts are too vivid.
Michael, what did you feel about that, mate?
I don't know how this stuff comes out of his mouth all the time, and people get. I don't know, man. Like, he talks about licking blood and eating snakes' asses, and I don't know. I don't know, man. He's a weird dude, but it works for him, I guess. But I don't know. He's strange.
Hell yeah.
Nikita, he's saying that a lot.
I say hell yeah.
Yeah?
Why be the same? I like expressing myself in the way I feel most natural.
And do you see a bit of that in Koen as well?
Yeah, for sure. When I heard that he goes for runs barefoot in the rain, in one of his interviews, I was like, this guy's a nutcase. My poor feet will be bleeding. But each to their own. We all have our own little ticks, and yeah.
You clearly respect Koen, and that's been very clear through this process. Does that impact you going into this fight? Are you sure that you can be at your bloodthirsty best against an opponent that you respect like that?
Look, the sport of boxing is beautiful in that, growing up throughout the gym, you have training partners that you're best mates with, that you're training with, and when you're sparring, you're trying to kill each other. There is no holding back. But then straight after sparring, you're kind of smiling, laughing it off, and just kind of I smashed you there, all this kind of stuff. So we know how to separate the brutality from the kind of the laughter. And yes, we're kind of joking around now, talking about eating burgers, and we're all smiling. But once that bell rings, we're both going to switch, and it's going to be 2 lions going to trying to kill each other. And who knows? We might be smiling after if we're both maybe not brain dead.
You mentioned burgers there. I don't know if they're in your immediate future. How are you going with the weight ahead of the weigh-in this time tomorrow?
Oh, I'm struggling. I'm struggling big time. Fuck. Yeah, I'm kind of screwed for tomorrow. So I might have to chop off a testicle. Come on.
What about the co-main event? Clearly, you're going to be preparing for your fight at this stage.
No.
What do you think happens?
I couldn't care less what's going on in the co-main events. My main focus is on myself. This is a very individual sport, and I have to be very selfish with the way I think. And my main focus is on myself.
So you're not team Tommy Brown?
Oh yeah, well, hell yeah, Tommy. But I'm not thinking about it at all.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anything else, Nikita, ahead of this fight? There's a fair bit there to work with.
No, not really. I respect Koen. We're going to have a great fight. It's going to be, as I said before, it's going to be like looking in the mirror. We're both got that same kind of mentality. We're going to be trying to kill each other, and it's going to be a very entertaining night for the Australian public.
There's a few, they're probably gone by now, to be honest, after this press conference, but only a couple of hundred tickets left for this fight. What are you expecting the atmosphere to be like in this venue on Wednesday night?
Look, I've never fought in a venue where it's kind of like one stage kind of looking out. So this is very high ceilings, looks kind of cool, I'm not going to lie. Very clean facilities, I like it. So this should be a good night.
Yeah, it should be. Okay, that is our main event. That is Nikita Tszyu and Koen Mazoudier. We'll get those two fighters to face off in front of George Rose here at the top. So as I mentioned, we start at 5:30 p.m. on Wednesday night on Fox Sports, then live on pay-per-view from 7 p.m. The last tickets are selling as we speak if you can get here to the ICC. Otherwise, join us on main event television, and before all that, we'll see you tomorrow, midday Australian Eastern Standard Time, at this very venue for the official weigh-in. Thanks so much for joining us for today's press conference. I'm Ben Damon. I'll see you at the fights.